Hello from the Charles Lindbergh Hotel here in Phantasialand. In this video I am going to talk about what the hotel involves, all the perks that it comes with, because it's not cheap. In fact, it's probably one of the most expensive ones, but it does have a lot of things with it. I'm going to start with showing you around the room. Now, it's fairly snug. I heard some people saying it's comparable to the Woodland Lodges, or Stargazing Lodges, sorry, at Alton Towers. I would say it's slightly larger than that. It feels more comfortable. Certainly from what I've seen, the beds are comfortable. I haven't slept in it yet. I've only been here for a couple of hours. But I'll give you a quick guided tour. So, there is 2 beds. If you are a couple, they are single beds. There is no double bed option. There's a door here, that's how I kind of got in. And it's got a little window thing, which apparently is how you tell the cleaner whether you want your room cleaned. If you do that, then you say, no thank you. There are reading lights here. There's a switch somewhere, so you get a reading light on both the beds, which is fine. There is a plug socket under there, and there is a plug socket in the bathroom, and one behind the TV. So 4 plug sockets, but you're not going to plug things in the bathroom except your toilet stuff. So that's reasonable, I suppose. It does have heating, obviously. I wouldn't say it's overly warm. It says it's at max, but it's kind of just comfortable, so you're not going to get it too hot. In terms of storage, there is this kind of... Oh, that goes down really fast. There is this bit in here with some hangers for hanging your clothes, and then there is one down there for putting in suitcases and stuff. There is, I believe, also... Let's see if I can show you this. There's some storage underneath the beds as well. Yeah. I'll show you the bathroom in a second. Right, one other thing I forgot to mention is that you get this quite a nice little keepsake booklet that comes with your room. Now in this there's a few things. So in here, this is the room key, which gets you into obviously the room, but also the entrance to the hotel. So if you do leave the park completely and go away, you can use this to get back in again. This here, I've got no hands, but trust me, this opens out into a map. Yeah, it does. Trust me, it opens into a map. And then in here, you've got a nice selection of postcards, actually. These are really beautiful, and definitely keepsakes that we'll be taking this one home with us. I'm not posting them to anybody. They are fantastic. And then you've got a little logbook that tells you various things. There's some pages to write. There's all the sort of usual information you'd need from a hotel, like, you know, facilities and Wi-Fi and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, in terms of, I mean, it sort of ties into the theme, and it is really, really stunning. They did have the tickets in there for the park as well, which obviously are now in my wallet so that I don't forget them. But yeah, everything comes in this nice little pouch, and yeah, beautiful. I forgot to say, there is also a TV that is kind of useless, because the only channels that are in English are the news. So, not exactly exciting TV. Plenty German, a couple of French channels. We found the Disney channel and got excited, and then it was in German. So if you want to watch any TV, you're watching BBC News or CNBC, I think. Anyway, bathroom. Fairly standard, you know, all the bits you'd expect. It's actually not a bad size. There is a shower in here. As I say, I only got in here a couple hours ago, so I'll let you know in the morning what the shower is like once I've actually used it. There is a window here which you can open out, and I'll poke you out and show you. There is Rookburg over there. So it's very cold, but yeah, Rookburg, beautiful, absolutely stunning. In fact, I'll probably take you out the front, let you see that as well. But maybe not the best view, but if you need to open your bathroom window, you can. Right, I'll see you outside. One thing I forgot to mention, that because I have no hair and it makes no difference to me, is that there is an included hairdryer. So, you know, if you have hair, then...
Or need to dry your shoes.
Or need to dry your shoes. Yeah, if you haven't seen my vlog, check my vlog out. Why I was using this to dry my trainers. But they got one. Oh, right. I just about went flying there. Hopefully you can see this. I can't see my screen, so I can't tell you what I'm filming, but I'm thinking you can see this, and it's not blurry.
which would be great. Because this is beautiful. This is absolutely stunning. This is Rookburg at night. It's obviously quiet because the park is now closed. There's no coaster running, which, you know, I'll show you during the day, which is stunning. All the effects are still running. I probably can't point the camera at them right now, but there's still steam coming off the streets. All the lights are on, everything. It is so atmospheric. It is absolutely stunning. It is lethal as well, though, because, as I said, like, try not to fall in your jacksie, Chris. Come on, you can do it. It's quite slippy, and oh yes, it's very slippy. But as I said in the main vlog, which hopefully you've seen, and I'll link it later on if you haven't, physically this park is about the same size as Blackpool, which is bonkers. Like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, not the whole of Blackpool, which is bonkers, because this is so immersive, so heavily themed. Like, you wouldn't even put this in the same bracket as Blackpool. It's beautiful. So anyway, I'm going to go back inside now because it's quite cold, and I'm going to tell you how the first meal went, because that is one of the things that is included with this hotel. Right, I'm back inside a slightly warmer environment than out there. As I said earlier, it's not cold in here, but it's definitely not, even, I mean, that is at maximum and it's not toasty. So, right, what do you get included with this? So, it's not cheap, as I said. I think we paid 600, 700 euros for 2 nights. Now with that, you get your park entry included for all the days that you're here. So I turned up kind of middle of Friday, which is today. I'm here for Saturday and I leave on Sunday. So I've got 3 days access to the park. That was all included. For every day that you are here, you will also get a fast pass per person to fly. Now that is the only way you can get fast pass to fly. They do have fast pass for other rides and you can purchase those, but fly is exclusive to Hotel Charles Lindbergh guests. So in staying here, so we got 6 vouchers this morning. We've used 2 already. We will use 2 again tomorrow. And then I think my partner said she might not do it after that. She wants to try it in the day because we tried it at night. So then I'll get a couple of spares. But long story short, you get 1 per person per night, or per day, sorry, not per night, because I was expecting 4, I got 6. So that's a good start. In addition to that, for every night that you stay, you have a 3-course meal, and I'll cover that in a second because we've just had our first meal. You also get breakfast included for every night that you stay, so I'll let you know about that tomorrow. As I say, I will also let you know what the beds are like. I mean, I'm sitting on it, it feels fairly comfy, but until I've had a night's sleep in it, I can't be sure. So in terms of the first meal then, so we're in obviously one of these kind of cabins. We're quite lucky because it's built into, they call them gates, right? Gate A, B, C, D. We're in gate C, which is basically just a stack of rooms, and we're on the same level as, or the same stack, if you will, as the restaurant. So literally you come out of our room, go in the lift, or go down the stairs, and at the very bottom is Bar 1919, which is an exclusive to Charles Lindbergh guests. I mean, it is just a bar, but it's a beautiful bar, very well themed. And then through the back of that is their restaurant, which I probably can't pronounce. Urwerk. Apologies, I probably said that really badly. Now, I'm pretty sure that is not exclusive to hotel guests and that you can access it from Rookburg during the day. But that is where you go for your evening meal. Now, when you first check in, they will obviously book you, or they ask if you want to book in for the meal that evening and the breakfast the next day. I could have booked both, but we'll do that tomorrow when we decide what times we want our slots. So turn up, and it is 3-course. Now, this is kind of good in a way because my partner's vegetarian, so that basically means between the 2 of us for the 2 nights, we will experience 4 things each. Or sorry, 4 things in total. So 4 starters, 4 mains, possibly 4 desserts. So I'll be able to feed back on what those are. So in terms of this evening, just one thing to be clear, the 3-course meal is included in your package, the drinks are not. So we had a couple of Cokes, I had a beer, to pay for that was like 20 euros, it wasn't expensive. Well, that's one of my frustrations with this park though, from the last time I was here as well, is that in the hotels and possibly on park as well, the bottles of juice, fizzy drinks, I'm Scottish, we call it juice, the bottles of like Coke Zero, etc., they're 200 mils, they're tiny, so you end up having 2 of them, maybe even 3 with your meal. You definitely aren't going to cope on 1 drink. We did get a large bottle of water. It was tap water, even though it came in a bottle, because it was free, which was fantastic. So, if that's your thing, then happy days. The restaurant's kind of interesting. I mean, again, beautiful. The theming is stunning. It's kind of weird because the seats, I think I mentioned this in the video,
which I'll put in.
Right, this one's kind of interesting. So first of all, there's these kind of strange chairs that I'll try and show you them. They basically attach to the thing, and I can swing around in it, which is odd. And then I asked for a beer, and the beer came in. It came in a bucket of ice, like a big bucket of ice. So anyway, I'll let you know what the food is like once I've had some.
So it was kind of almost like a seesaw, because when I sat on it, it went one way, and then my partner sat on the other side and it went back up again, and it was like, whoa, rocking back and forward. So that was kind of a bit strange. Also, word of advice, we took our jackets to go downstairs. I mean, to be fair, we kind of left here. You're outside for like 30 seconds and you're back indoors. We didn't know if there'd be any outdoors downstairs. There wasn't. There's nowhere for your jackets. Now, I was able to sit on mine, but my partner's jacket was quite a long jacket, so it trailed on the floor. So maybe don't take your jacket with you, because there's not really anywhere to put it. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. In terms of the food, so my partner got a poke bowl. She got the vegetarian one, obviously. She wasn't that impressed with it. It was the spicy one. I thought it was quite good. It was quite tasty. I think I'm going to have the poke bowl tomorrow, because I got the parcels, a little sort of pastry parcels with, I think they had sort of cream cheese inside them. They were very tasty, if I'm perfectly honest, and they were a little bit greasy. And a couple of dips. There was a sort of... I'm going to read this off the menu, because I don't know why I'm trying to tell you what it is when I could just read the thing. So, there you go. So the pasta parcels were filled with ricotta and truffle, provolone and dried tomatoes, mushroom and coarse pepper, with a plum relish and onion jam. Now, plum relish was kind of odd. The onion jam was quite nice. I mean, they weren't bad, don't get me wrong, they were not bad, but they weren't quite as tasty as I had anticipated them being. So that was a little bit of a letdown. Then when I got on to the main course, so my partner got the vegetarian burger, which is a beetroot burger, so it was quite red in colour, and it had mango on it, which she thought was a little bit strange. I tried it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't normally put mango on a burger, so it was definitely an odd choice. She took it off. The chips were lovely. Didn't look like there was a lot of chips. And the same with my burger, which we'll get to in a second. Looked like a relatively small portion, but when you're having 3 courses, it's actually the right size. Like, I'm full. Like, there's no two ways about it. I had enough food. So she had that burger, apart from the mango on it, but it was fine. And I had the chicken burger, which was... Now, I'm going to read this one out as well, because I'll forget. So I had the Navigator. So this is grilled chicken breast with goat's cheese, fried onions, herbs, cucumber noodles, homemade tomato jam and rosemary honey mayonnaise on freshly fluffed white brioche, according to our own recipe. I mean, that was actually really, really tasty, to the point that I'm not sure if it was 2 chicken breasts or if they just butterflied it, but it was basically hanging off the burger, and I had to kind of cut a little bit off and eat the chicken separately. Very, very tasty. I don't have goat's cheese very often, but it went really well. It was quite tasty. So that was good. And then we both ended up having the same dessert, which was the apple pie. Apple pie. And it had a kind of cinnamon cream sauce that came with it. Again, I'm going to read the menu, because... so, apple pudding, warm bread pudding with warm apple salad, almonds, cinnamon sauce and vanilla cream. Now, the cinnamon sauce, for me, like... It comes in a nice little bottle, and it was very, very fragrant. I thought, well, this is going to be really cinnamony. I didn't think so, but my partner did. I don't know if hers was stronger than mine, or maybe my taste buds have gone. I do not know. A couple of slices of apple, it was okay. I didn't see any almonds in it. Listen, it was good. And for theme park food, it is way better than you're going to get at this typical theme parks, especially back in the UK. So I cannot complain about round 1 of the meal. As I say, we're here for another night, so we will try different food tomorrow and let you know how that goes. We'll also have breakfast in the morning. We'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, so far, not bad. Food so far has been good. The cab is adequate. As I say, it's not super roomy, but it does what it needs to. The fact that it is so close, like it's literally in the park, not just on the side of the park like the other two, like the coaster wraps around this, it is absolutely stunning. So for that alone, I can see why they charge extra. The whole theming of the hotel, the entrance, it is spectacular. So far I am impressed, but obviously there is still a lot more to see and things that we will try tomorrow. So once I've actually slept in the bed, once I've tried the shower, and once I've had a few more meals, I will feed back to you and let you know, and then you guys can take your own assessment on whether you think that was actually value for money. Right, day 1 done. I'm going to bed. Night. Good morning from day 2. Right, so I said I would give you an update on the beds and the shower situation once I had used them. In terms of the bed, they are, I mean, they feel quite comfy to sit on. They're quite firm. I didn't think they were firm sitting on them. So, I mean, listen, everyone likes a different mattress, right? But these are reasonably firm, both the ones that we've got in this room. So, just beware of that if you're somebody that likes a softer mattress. They're not like really, really solid. They do have a little bit of bounce in them, but they were more firm than I was expecting. Nonetheless, I slept. The shower, quite nice. I don't think the heating's working in our room, so I'm going to go speak to reception. So it was nice to have a nice warm shower this morning. And yeah, I mean, it's not super spacious as you'd expect. It's quite a small cabin, and definitely there was some spray out onto the floor, even though there is a shower screen. But they supply shower gel type thing. Obviously some people bring their own, but yeah, so far so good. Now let's go and get some breakfast, shall we? Right, I'm a little bit of an idiot. Last night I mentioned this portal window thing because it says that you turn something to tell them if you want your room cleaned. It'd be this thing here that says, please do not disturb, or please clean my room. It's outside your door. Okay, so I'm just back from having breakfast. Interesting breakfast. It's self-service, fine, buffet style. There was two sections. There's one where you've kind of got some pastries and breads and stuff, and then they had a kind of hot section. The hot section's a little bit weird because, so they've got pancakes, they've got the things you'd expect. There's scrambled egg, there's bacon, there's sausage, boiled eggs. They give you these little cups, like a mug. And the mug has a tiny bit of bread in it, a little bit of scrambled egg at the bottom, some bacon and some sausage, and then there's loose items that you can pick up. So I ended up having two of those mugs because they're quite small. Coffee, juices, all that kind of stuff. It was okay. I mean, I had two of those mugs, as I say, and I'm kind of reasonably full now. I don't think it's going to get me through the day. For reference, yesterday on the way out I had a full Scottish at the Wetherspoons at the airport, and that lasted me until dinner. I very much doubt that those breakfasts, or the breakfast I just had, will do the same. So it's okay, it's nothing special. Again, theming is the key thing there, and again, just the fact that the coaster is right next to us is spectacular. So yeah, first impressions in the breakfast, not spectacular. But we'll see how we go throughout the day. I suspect I'm going to need some lunch. So, oh, is that a coaster? Let me see. I think I heard a coaster. I mean, I can hear something, but the coaster did go flying past us this morning. Again, I still can't get over how close this is. Absolutely stunning. So, I was hoping to time that nicely and walk out and there would be a coaster flying past. It's not. The music, that's another thing to point out. Obviously, it's an area with theming and there's lots of music. The music kind of kicked in this morning, probably about 8:30. So if you don't set an alarm, they've got one for you, because it'll wake you up. So yeah, I'm stalling and I'm not going to see this train. So as soon as I can turn the camera off, I guarantee it'll go past. But anyway, there's an update on breakfast. I'm going to go in the park now. I will give you an update later on second dinner. And then breakfast, and then everything else. I'm also going to show you, because I did it last night and I didn't film it, I will show you the special entrance to fly, because I've got 4 more fast passes. So yeah, I'll show you that, and I'll see you in the park. Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. Just thought I'd show you that. That's the theming as you enter this hotel. Like, as soon as you come in, you're presented with this theming with all the luggages. Oh, there's a coaster going outside as well. It is just absolutely spectacular. When you get there, you have to buzz the door because you need your key to get in. So you buzz, they let you in, you go to reception and you check in. And now we are going to go into the park. Because it's about to open. See you in there. Right, I mentioned that there's a special entrance for guests, so I'm just coming down the steps. There's a sign there that says ready to fly, and then pretty much right in front of you, as we get down these steps, there's a special gate. I know it's not open yet, but just bear with me 2 seconds. La, 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 la. Right, so as you saw, I just came down those steps straight in front of me, and then behind here there is a bit that says Charles Lindbergh ticket, and that is where you go in as a hotel guest, and then it's basically a fast track straight to the front. You'll show them your passes, which I don't know if I can get them out of my wallet whilst I'm talking to you, but I'm going to try. Yeah, so you've got these tickets. As I say, you get one per person per night. You hand those in, and you have to stand in the queue like everybody else. Happy days! We've just had our second evening meal here, and as I said to you at the start, we had, because we're here 2 nights and my partner's vegetarian, we're trying as many things on the menu as we possibly can. So I'll start with what I had. I had the tartare for starters, which was like 3 little bits of bread with stuff on them. It was okay. Nothing to write home about, probably wouldn't have it again. My partner got the non-vegetarian poke bowl, but got the vegetarian version of it. It's a little weird if you look at the menu. There's 2 poke bowls in the normal menu, a sort of not spicy and a spicy, and then there's one in the vegetarian menu.
Vegan.
Sorry, vegan, just corrected me. The vegan menu. But you can ask for a lot of the stuff off the main menu as a vegetarian or a vegan alternative. And it is a slightly different poke bowl. So she got that. I think you preferred that one to last night's poke bowl. Yeah, so that was a better poke bowl. And then in terms of the mains, my partner got pasta. It was spaghetti, pasta with supposed to have parmesan, but obviously it's vegetarian, so it didn't have parmesan, and some bread and stuff. That was quite tasty. Oh, I had 2 big chunks of aubergine on it, which, to be honest, looked like fish. The way that they presented it, it was quite odd. But that was quite tasty. And then I got the loaded fries. Now, in the menu, it shows it as if it's like a shovel of fries with 2 burgers. It doesn't come in that. It's like the loaded fries. I got the spicy ones with chili, and they're bloody hot. Like those chilies, I mean, I like spicy stuff, but my god, they were spicy. So that was fantastic. And then 2 burgers. The burger itself was like the actual meat. It wasn't even a patty, because it was more like I don't know what it was, more like a slice of meat rather than a patty. So it wasn't kind of ground. They were quite small, but then you got lots of they got all the different dips and stuff to put on it. It was really tasty, really, really, really tasty. And then for dessert, Carly got the same again. She got the apple something, whatever that is that we had last night. And then I got the, call it nougat. It looked more like pancakes with some cream and a biscuit layer underneath. It's quite tasty. And I'll be honest with you, tonight's dinner kind of swayed me, because prior to that, I was going to say the food for a theme park is great food. For a kind of upmarket hotel, which this price implies, not so much. Tonight's food, however, has maybe changed that. We both really enjoyed what we picked tonight more than we did last night. So that was definitely a lot better. So I guess that kind of comes to summarising all this then. I mean, we paid, I can't remember exactly, 600, 700 euros. So it's for 2 people, 2 nights, which is quite a lot compared to the other hotels around here. And certainly we could have got an off-site hotel for a lot cheaper. But as you've seen throughout this, and the one thing I haven't mentioned, that also includes parking on site. We hired a car and you park over the road. I think it's usually €7 a night, but if you stay on, or €7 a day, because we're on site, it's free. So you get your parking, you get obviously your 2 nights in the cabin, you get fast pass per person per day for fly, you get your 3-course meal per person per night, you get breakfast per person per morning. I think that is about everything that you get. But it's actually quite a lot. So, I mean, listen, you guys can make your own decision on whether you think that is value for money. And what I would say is the staff here are absolutely fantastic. We've had a small problem in this room where the heating hasn't been working. Not to the point that it's freezing cold, it's certainly warmer than it is out there, but it isn't as warm as it should be. And we mentioned it to them, and they came up. Now they offered to move us to another room, but we've only got one night left. So alternatively, they gave us a little heater to heat the room up. But then in addition to that, she then came back to the room later, and she's given us some vouchers for some free drinks. She's given us a bar of chocolate and 10 fast passes for tomorrow. So the staff here are lovely. I cannot compliment them enough. So I have thoroughly enjoyed my stay here. But as I say, it's up to you to decide whether you think that is actually value for money based on what I've experienced and what is included. I don't regret it. I think in future I would probably pick one of the more standard hotels, just because it's 2 single beds. It's not ideal. But the view and access to Rookburg is spectacular, and of course it's the only way you're going to fast track on to fly, because you can't buy that as a fast pass elsewhere. So there are definitely some unique elements to it, some exclusives if you will. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this one, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more stuff like this, make sure you subscribe as well. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I shall see you in the next one. Adios!